Hello, and welcome to Moments in History. I'm Linda Shenton-Matchett, author, speaker, and history geek. While researching my stories, I unearthed tons of intriguing historical information that does not end up in my books. So I've created this channel so I can share these tidbits with you. I really appreciate you stopping by to watch. Do you love national and state parks as much as I do? If so, you can thank the Civilian Conservation Corps, a work relief program that operated from 1933 to 1942 and created more than 700 state parks around the country. Part of President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal, the CCC was for unemployed, unmarried men ages 18 to 25. The program later expanded the ages to 17 to 28. FDR had created a similar, smaller program in New York while he was governor. In pitching the program to Congress, he said, "I propose to create the CCC to be used in complex work, not interfering with normal employment and confining itself to forestry, the prevention of soil erosion, flood control, and similar projects. I call your attention to the fact that this type of work is of definite, practical value, not only through the prevention of great present financial loss, but also as a means of creating future national wealth." Supplying manual labor jobs related to the conservation and development of natural resources in rural lands owned by the local, state, and federal governments, the aim of the program was to relieve families who had difficulty finding employment during the Great Depression. Over 3 million young men participated in the CCC through the course of its 9-year operation, with peak enrollment at any one time being about 300,000. In addition to a $30 monthly wage, $25 of which was required to be sent home to their families, the men received shelter, clothing, and food. According to some sources, the CCC was the most popular of the New Deal programs. A February 6, 1939 Time magazine article claimed that an individual's enrollment led to improved physical condition, heightened morale, and increased employability. An unanticipated benefit of the program was the increased public awareness and appreciation of the outdoors and the country's natural resources, and the need for a carefully planned, comprehensive national program for the protection and development of those resources. Robert Fechner, a former labor union official, served as director until his death in 1939. James Mcintree, another labor leader, served until the program's termination. The program was co-supervised by the Department of Labor, who recruited the men, the Department of War, which operated the camps, the Department of Interior, which organized and supervised the work, and the Department of Agriculture. By July 1st of 1933, the Army had organized the transportation of thousands of enrollees around the country to the 1,433 camps that had been established, the quickest peacetime mobilization in American history. A report published afterwards indicates that approximately 55% of the enrolled were from rural communities and 45% from urban areas. The level of education was wide and varied, with 3% illiterate, 38% who had less than 8 years of school, 48% who had not completed high school, and 11% who were high school graduates. Initially, the CCC camps were integrated, but by July of 1935, all the camps were segregated with the exceptions of all positions of leadership being held by whites, even in the all-black camps. Separate divisions were operated for veterans and Native Americans that were part of federally recognized tribes. Native men worked on projects in public works near their reservations, and even though they were organized as a group classified as camps, no permanent camps were established for the Native Americans. Instead, organized groups moved from project to project and were provided with an additional rental allowance. Tasks performed by the CCC included structural improvements to bridges, fire lookout towers, and service buildings, creation or repair of truck trails, minor roads, foot trails, and airfields, erosion control by checking dams, terracing and vegetable covering, flood control, forest culture by planting trees, insect and disease control, fire prevention, fire pre-suppression and firefighting, public camp and picnic ground development, lake and pond site clearing and development, stream improvement, fishing stock, and miscellaneous jobs that included emergency work and surveying. CCC employees performed disaster relief after the 1937 floods in New York, Vermont, and the Ohio and Mississippi River valleys, as well as response and cleanup after the 1938 hurricane in New England. In 1939, control of the CCC was transferred to the Federal Security Agency and the National Youth Administration, the U.S. Employment Service, the Office of Education, and the Works Progress Administration, who had some oversight. Despite the loss of military leadership in the camps, by July of 1940, the government directed a large number of projects to resources for national defense. And after conscription began in December of that year, fewer eligible men were available. Operations concluded at the end of the fiscal year on June 30th, 1942. Actors Walter Matthau, Raymond Burr, and Robert Mitchum, Baseball Hall of Famer Stan Musial, and test pilot Chuck Yeager all served in the CCC. An organization called the Civilian Conservation Corps Legacy strives to bring awareness to the CCC, its alumni, their programs, and their accomplishments. More information can be found on their website, ccc.legacy.org. I hope you've enjoyed today's moment in history. If you want to learn even more history, please stop by my blog that can be found on my website at www.lindashentonmatchett.com. Please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications of new episodes that generally release on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. You now have the opportunity to partner with me in my author journey through Patreon and receive exclusive benefits not available anywhere else. Depending on the level of support you choose, you'll get to read along as I write, obtain advanced copies of ebooks or signed paperbacks, and attend live monthly chats. You might even get to name a character. Head over to my page found at patreon.com/Linda Shenton Matchett for more information. That's patreon.com/Linda Shenton Matchett. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.